Hello everyone, it's Sal Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone's doing all right. You know what? It has been a bit of a mad week, hasn't it, in regards to the Glazers. Amorim Glazer was caught out yesterday with Sky cameras and was asked, are you going to sell the football club? Are you going to do a full sell? And he just straight answer said no. Walking away in his arrogant self, doesn't want to get involved in any talk because us peasants are not worth his time. And that is basically what it was, wasn't it? And the Amorim Glazer just struts off. Do you know what? Honestly, you know, so many sinister thoughts were going through my mind when I saw that video. So many sinister thoughts. I'm going to try and get the video out for you, of course, today. Just bear me a second. And, you know, it's just such an arrogant, oozing, you know, kind of mentality that this guy has. An awful person, and he doesn't care about this football club. And to be honest with you, in a nutshell, the Glazers just need to leave. They need to go. Otherwise, you know what are we going to do, guys, to get rid of these Glazers? You know what? It's going to have to be something sinister, isn't it? It's going to have to. We're going to have to try and do something like way out of what we should be doing and should be even thinking about. But do you know what it is? You know, they've got their feet so comfy under the table at the moment is that they don't think that we're a threat. That is what it is. They don't think we can do anything. The only way to hit the Glazers, of course, is by cancelling games, boycotting merchandise and things like that. And that seems like the godsend that we need. That's what we need to do, to be honest with you, guys. And Man United are not doing that because, and Glazers are not doing that. You know, Man United are not doing that. The fans are not doing that because, you know, we're not united enough. We're not united as a fan base. We don't get together and we don't work together. And that's the problem. Do you know what I mean? They're people who pretend they're working together. They pretend that things are all good between each other. But in reality, they're not. They're not good between each other. Absolutely not, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who joined me today. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. And also subscribe if you're new, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, absolute legends. Of course, let's read out some of your comments, of course, guys. Big up, Kilo. What's going on? Stable, humbler. Yes, stay humble. I think we need to stay humble at the moment because at the end of the day, we're no one to speak. Big up, everyone. I'm ready with the caramel latte. Lovely, Pearl. I love a caramel latte. What did I have last week? I had a salted toffee caramel latte for the first time. And you know what? I don't usually drink things as mine is usually just a plain latte, but it was delightful. I would say it was absolutely delightful. I did enjoy it, to be honest with you. It was a lovely latte, but I can't eat them, drink them, should I say, every single time because you know what? The old cholesterol might get a bit of me if I do that, to be honest with you, of course, guys. But you know what? Look, you know, looking at the books, I mean, you know, obviously the finance reports were reported last night in regards to money that has been taken out of the club, billion been taken out of the club. Man United's debt goes up to over 1 billion, given the 731 million we are in debt, plus 300 million in transfer fees that we still owe. Apparently, we still owe money to, you know, for the Sancho deal and things like that. And absolutely diabolical, isn't it? When you think about it, it's absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely. And, you know, we just want our club back. That's all we want at the moment, to be honest with you. We just want the club back and we want it owned by people who actually care for the club. And that would be nice, wouldn't it? Almac, I confronted the Ineos support and they admitted they were rival fans. Rival fans love Ineos and Glazers because we can't compete with these owners. Look, do you know what I would say? Right, guys, look, you know what? I like to bring in all different types of opinion. I had, obviously, Dev on the show last night, and he supports Ineos. And you know what? I don't disrespect that. I think Ineos have done some good things in regards to the transfer in the summer, in regards to hiring Ruben Amorim so quickly. But they've done a lot of bad things. And the old overriding problem is that, yes, Qatar would have purchased the club. Yes, the debt would have been cleared. Yes, we wouldn't be over 1 billion in debt. And that is the overriding fact that we're talking about, right? And that is the most important thing in regards to Man United, what we need at the moment is debt clear, Glazers out. That's what we need. And that is what Qatar were offering. Whether Qatar could spend money on the squad, whether they could do that or whatnot with FFP, I mean, I weren't too bothered. The fact that we would get the Glazers out, the big dark cloud that's been hovering over us for many, many years, and also, clear the debt, which would obviously help with FFP. I do believe that would have been the way forward for Manchester United, in my humblest of opinions, right? We're not always right. And I don't think everything that Ineos have done is the devil. I don't. But they did facilitate. And what I would say is that when I think about and I listen to people's points of view, and I understand some of their points of view, but at the same time, the biggest problem was the Glazers. The Glazers are the biggest problem, and they're still at our football club. And we had an opportunity to get rid of the Glazers. That is all I'm saying in regards to that. And when we had that opportunity, we had many people who were against state ownership, etc. And that's fine. You could be against state ownership, but own it, right? You can own it and say, look, I'm against state ownership. I'm against Qatar owning the football club, and that's it. But you cannot sit there and say to me that Qatar is better, that Ineos is better than Qatar. Ineos is better, because it's not. And we will be lying to ourselves, because if Qatar took charge of the football club, if Qatar, cleared the debt, we'll be in a better position. Absolutely. You've got to look at the law of averages here. You've got to look at the law of average. What is most likely to succeed? Full buyout or partial buyout with the Glazers still there? And looking at Amorim Glazer yesterday, looking at him coming out of his wherever he's coming out from, so probably some mud hut somewhere, and totally ignoring the press, so uncooperative, never getting in front of the camera, never talking towards Man United fans, never reassuring Man United fans, just saying, no. Are you going to have a full buyout? No. That was it. That's it. That is how much he respects us, guys. Anyone who wants to sleep with the Glazers, there is your answer. He doesn't care about Manchester United. He doesn't give two hoots about this football club, guys. He doesn't care at the end of the day. Rasta, big up. Chow, you good show yesterday morning, mate. Big up. Thank you, Rasta. I really appreciate you coming on and appreciate your the super chat as well. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate you, brother. Really do. I'm going to have more guests coming on as well. I've got another journalist coming on very soon as well. Another known journalist coming on. So I'm going to have a lot of people coming on this show on Chatterbox over the coming weeks. So it's going to be a lot of material coming for you guys to digest, of course, guys. And as this channel keeps growing, really pleased with this channel. Of course, really appreciate it to Dev. Of course, Dev has his own opinion as well. Dev's a very intelligent fella, and he gave his opinion. And you know what? Parts of his opinion I agree with, but obviously the overriding fact for me which is hovering over us massively, is that the Glazers were still at the football club, and Qatar offered an option to get rid of the Glazers. That was what it is. Cancelling out all the transfers, cancelling out all that business. The fact that they were just going to get rid of the Glazers and that was it. That was enough for me, just to get rid of the Glazers. That. Which was Qatar, of course, guys. Absolutely. Let me just do this real quickly, guys. Bear with me a second. Just writing this tweet out. I haven't written a tweet out yet. Yeah, so guys, look, you know what? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And you know what? Everything that comes out of Manchester United at the moment is bad news. And, we were talking yesterday about relegation, and we were talking about, the impact that relegation will have on Manchester United. And, we cannot afford relegation, guys, because we could end up going out of business as Manchester United. So we got to fight for our football club. We really do. And to be honest with you, we need to unite for a common cause. And the problem is that we're not uniting. Some of us are, some of us aren't. And yeah, look, you know what? As I said about the Goldbridge and Terry Flewers, obviously interview, fantastic. You know what I mean? A little bit of unity going on. That's great. But you know what I would stress, and I would say very, very importantly, is that if you're going to unite everyone. Don't just unite the same circle, which has been going around and around for 10 years. You know what I mean? There are other upcomers as well. Give them a chance, give them their say, because some of us actually know more than those about the football. I mean, I say I know more than a lot of them about the football. On the football side of things, I could turn around and say I know more than Terry. Probably no more than Mark as well. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, but you know what? I need an opportunity to speak. People need an opportunity to speak, not just the same people all the time in my regards to what I say, because we are proper Man United fans at the end of the day, guys. Mac. I read that Man City have made contact with Florian Wirtz to succeed KDB. It makes me sad that Man City have such great owners and professional. At the end, they just bought Mamouche as well. This club is such a mess. My goodness me. Look, we can laugh at Man City all we want. We could say to Man City, hold that. You know what I mean? I'm not in the mood, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, you know what? They're making moves and we're not. And, they're doing, thinking about, I wouldn't be surprised if they sign Florian Wirtz, Matt, because it's the type of signing that they will make. It is, isn't it? You could just see them signing Florian Wirtz once KDB goes, and then there you are for another 10 years. They're going to be there again. They're just cherry picking the best players in Europe again. And what we doing? You know what I mean? We're penny pinching, not cherry picking. We're penny pinching. Man City are cherry picking. We're penny pinching. That's what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? And this is the problem with Man United. I would say, owned by these disgusting, horrible vermins. That is the Glazers, and you know what? The facilitation of Ineos as well. It drives me mad, of course, absolutely. I can't stand Glazer rats. So what they have done to Manchester United is criminal. Initially supported Ineos, and I believe would fix things, but they are just Glazer enablers. One thing I would say about EC is, if you watched my show yesterday with Dev, of course, we spoke about this, and we spoke about how the way the Glazers took charge of the football club when they came in 2005, the way they took charge of the football club is illegal now. So shouldn't there be some kind of retrospective kind of thing where they could be stripped of their title as Manchester United owners? As it is illegal now, it's a bit like saying, you know what, I committed a criminal offense 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And back then, it wasn't a criminal offense, but now it's a criminal offense. And am I not going to still get charged for that criminal offense now? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And we need to look at that. And, I know England, I know the Premier League don't like us. I know they got some serious problem with us. God knows only why, because we are the pioneers of English football. I don't know why they have so many problems with us, but they seem to have this issue with Manchester United at the end of the day. And, they need to sort that out, because what they're doing at the moment? They're driving Man United into a corner, and they're going to carry on taking their dividends. Apparently they're not taking dividends. They're going to carry on, not paying capital off on the loan of Manchester United. They're going to carry on creating interest on the loan. For example, 771 million. I swear, when they took charge of Man United, they purchased the club for about 500 million. It's now 700 million. Guys, 20 years later. Do you know what I mean? Plus, we got 300 million we owe in transfer fees, which is over $1 billion that we owe in transfer fees. And, it beggars belief that, that they could be allowed to do these kind of things, of course, guys. Big up, Sal. I'm wounded about our club. Look, at the end of the day, we're all wounded, Rasta, my friend. We're all wounded, my bro. And, and we feel it as well, as much as anyone. Rasta, you're a proper Man United fan. You feel it in your heart, and you know what goes on at this football club. And you just want us to get back to where we belong. And I feel the same, mate. I feel the same. And I think many of us do feel the same, that Man United need to get back. And we're not going to do that until the Glazers have gone. Once the Glazers go, that's a start. I mean, that is a big start. That's what we need. But, they seem to have their heels dug. They seem to have their feet firmly under the table. And, yesterday when the Sky reporter in America was asking Amorim Glazer the question, are you going to sell Manchester United, for him to give an arrogant no, which it was very telling and very, exposing as to where his feelings are in regards to Manchester United. Couldn't care less. I'm taking the money. And that is about it, and that saddens me at the end of the day. Then I hear things about Man United have agreed a fee for Giovanni Quenda in the summer. Man United are accelerating in their deal for Cunha from Wolves. Man United, all these little bits of positivity that, sugarcoats the negativity. You can sugarcoat a lump of shit at the end of the day. It's not going to make it into a cake, is it? And that is what they're doing at the moment. They're sugarcoating everything. Just put a bit of honey over it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they're doing, and I don't want to hear about what's going to happen in the summer. At the end of the day, right now, you should have backed Ruben Amorim in this January, and you left him, with a mountain to climb this season, unfortunately, and it's your fault. Yes, Ineos are to blame in regards to facilitating, in regards to getting in the way of a full buyout. That is fact. They're not to blame for everything. They're not to blame for the mess that we're in regards to the Glazers. But if they were not here, obviously the Qataris would have cleared that debt and there would be no debt. And that is the bottom line here, what we're talking about. And the Glazers will be gone, and that is the bottom line. And I beg people to come on here and tell me how it would be any different, how you can contradict that. Because, I mean, let's put aside how much they will be able to spend. Let's put aside how much, they can invest in the infrastructure. Let's just talk about, what? The Qatar would have got rid of the Glazers and cleared the debt. That's it. That's enough for me. That's enough for me, because then that we accumulate our own money organically. We make our own money organically. And do you know what I would say in regards to that is that we can start moving up slowly again. But at the moment, we're still there. We're still in debt. We've still got problems. We've got less money than bloody teams in the lower half of the Premier League. And we're in the lower half of the Premier League at the moment, and it's not looking pretty. Almac, someone said Gary Neville supports Ineos and Glazers because he has a property interest around Old Trafford and is close with the owners. Our legends are sold out for money. In particular, Gary Neville, what I would say about Paul Scholes and Rio Ferdinand, they care about their platforms. That's what they care about. And Gary Neville, he does as well. Paul Scholes is working with Sky. Sky obviously have their own narrative about Manchester United, of course. Rio Ferdinand obviously has his own podcast, 5 and things like that. And then you've got Gary Neville, who has Stick to Football, and he has all these things going around him, getting favoritism from everywhere, keeping everyone sweet. He also has Hotel Football. He also has a lot of interest in the land, of course, around Old Trafford, in properties and stuff like that, which is absolutely spot on now, Matt. And he just wants to keep Ineos sweet. He wants to keep them sweet. He probably signed a disclosure agreement with them that he can't speak about them in any sort of a negative light. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. And this is exactly what's going on at Manchester United. We've got problems, right? From left, right, and centre. At least when you look at the big clubs in Europe, you look at the likes of Bayern Munich, you look at the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, every single one of their legends, they are not against the football club. They are pro the football club. And people are looking at Real Madrid. Look at Real Madrid, right? Real Madrid are absolutely run like a boss. For 100 years, they've been run absolutely immaculately. They've been brilliant, Real Madrid. They haven't had a Glazer ownership before. They just, they pass it down to the next person and the next person. And the football culture is spot on. At Man United, we're creating a football culture that is, resembles what we have at the top, which is the greed of the Glazers and the laziness of the Glazers at the end of the day. United built the Premier League to what it is today. Absolutely. United was the first club to take football outside of England and brought eyes to the Premier League. Absolutely. EC. In 1958, the reason we had the Munich disaster is because we had to rush home because we were threatened with a points deduction. The reason we were threatened with a points deduction is because Manchester United were playing in Europe and English football did not believe in European football. It was Manchester United who put English football on the map. Right? There should be a minute silence. There should be a Manchester United day in the Premier League. Because even after, the old Division 1 and when the Premier League came in, English football was going through the hooliganism days, the drunk days, the fighting, and the banned matches and teams banned from Europe because of Liverpool and things like that. And Man United put English football back on the map, especially in the early 90s when we played beautiful football, Eric Cantona, Alex Ferguson, and we were fantastic, guys. And do you know what? We don't get the respect we deserve. We should be, heralded as this club who put English football on the map, but we're not going to do that. I feel like the whole of the Premier League are more intent on destroying Manchester United. They want to take us down. But let me tell you a little story about if Manchester United left this Premier League. If Manchester United went out of business, there will be no more Premier League. The Premier League would fold if Manchester United were not in it. They have to make sure they look after Manchester United because at the end of the day, they should not have let this Glazer ownership occur in the first place. It should never have happened. But they let it happen. Do you know what I mean? And they still let something similar happen with an Ineos. That's something similar as well. At the end, they still loans there and stuff like that. And it's disgraceful. Big up SLD, what you doing, mate? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Good morning, guys. We are heading to oblivion. Only a full sale can save us, but it doesn't seem like it's really reality now. At the end of the day, Tybor, did you see the video yesterday, Tybor, with Amorim Glazer being asked a question by the Sky reporter? Are you going to sell? And he goes, no, straight no. And that is just really damning for Manchester United, that the Glazers are not going to leave this football club. And it is a godsend that Man United, that we need the Glazers out of this football club. When I was seeing this picture and I was watching this video and I looked at Amorim Glazer and I could see him walking away, I was like, my goodness me. You know what I mean? I don't want to say anything too sinister, but, what's the reason Bob Marley used to have a few drums at the beginning of his songs, guys? And that is basically what I wanted. If you know what, you know. Morning, mate. We need to call off the game versus Arsenal. That way the Glazers will panic. And this is the only way, Shah. This is the only way that Man United can actually resonate, can actually get the message to the Glazers. Because if it hits them in their pocket, that's when they're going to turn around. You remember when the Liverpool game was cancelled? Do you remember that? And then you know what they said? They started creating meetings towards the fans. I think it's 1958 or Must. They were creating meetings with the fans and that, sugarcoating the fans and stuff like that. But enough is enough. Enough is enough now. Glazers need to leave this football club, and we should cancel games until they leave the football club. They need to get out of our football club. Do you think Liverpool would take the fact that Anfield would be rusting down to the ground? Do you think they would take the fact that Liverpool will move away from Anfield? They wouldn't. We could say what we like about Liverpool. We could say what we like about Manchester City. But the great fact is that they actually bloody run their club properly, and the fans actually fight. And that is what we need to do. We need to fight, and we need to make sure we don't care now about if games are cancelled, if we get dot points. We don't care. We need to understand the bigger picture that these Glazers need to leave this football club. Can you get Goldbridge on our channel? Goldbridge is extremely busy, John O'Connell. I would love to get him on the channel. Message him. Tell him you should go on Stretford Post. I messaged him a lot. I know him quite well. He is always quite busy. Obviously, I'm just a small dog. You know what I mean? My channel is only 8,000. Of course, I'm building. But I do believe that I've got a lot more to say than a lot of those people. We have obviously financial experts, disguised as Man United fans when they're Arsenal fans and things like that. And I would say that, if we're going to unite, you need to unite everyone, not just a small circle of people. That's what I would say if I was going to say that. And it's someone who is close to Mark as well. I would say that, unite everyone. Don't just unite a circle. You know what I mean? Because you're not really gonna, because that circle that you're uniting, no one respects, no one likes at the end of the day. And you know what I would say is that, yeah, it would be fantastic for him to come on the show. I would give a great input, of course. Thank you so much, John O'Connell. At least City won with Champions League. I know, Madrid, absolutely. At least they won't win another Champions League. Well, they didn't win the Champions League, isn't it? They bought a Champions League, didn't they, at the end of the day? Sky should not let Gary Neville on Sky if he's conflicted, talks about the Spurs ownership for 15 minutes, not a single word about the Glenios. Absolutely. You know what? At the end of the day, Gary Neville has really let me down. I would say this wholeheartedly, that he's really let me down in the way he's conducted himself. I was a big admirer of Gary Neville when he was a player, but as a pundit, he's absolutely a conflict of interest merchant. And, we all can see through his ball. We can see through what he's doing in regards to Ineos and the Glazers. We can tell that he's got a hidden interest in there, of course, and he doesn't want to upset the apple cart in regards to them. And you know what? He just needs to, act like a Man United fan, like he's supposed to be at the end of the day. Yeah, I know it's 1 billion debt. Earlier they were collaborating. It was 750, but it knew it was more than a billion. It's 731 million, but we owe 300 million on transfers at GK. We own 300 million on transfers. We still owe money on Sancho transfer. You know what I mean? It's madness. No Glazer, no cry. Absolutely. Knowing Ineos, they'll sell all tickets to Arsenal chance just to keep the game going. Yeah. Can you imagine? It's something they'll do, isn't it? At the end of the day. Why are you against bankruptcy? Wouldn't bankruptcy mean an appointment administrator which would sell the club to highest bidder? They would give us a new owners. It wouldn't, mate. It wouldn't. Man United were so much in debt, we can end up being like Glasgow Rangers, relegated to a few divisions, mate. And we don't want to go down that line. And that is not guaranteed that the Glazers will leave. Yes, I know about business. I've run a record label for many years, and I know that bankruptcy or debt is part of business, and you can use debt in your advantage. You can. But the problem with the Glazers is that they're using debt in their advantage, not Manchester United's advantage. They're putting the money in their pocket. they have taken 1 billion in. Well, they haven't taken. They've stopped taking dividends, but they have created a 1 billion debt at Manchester United, and we have paid 1 billion in interest payments, which could have gone to the squad. Could have gone to the squad, and it could have built up our squad and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? When they were given the billion from Ineos, they should have reinvested that billion straight into the football club, but they didn't. They put it straight into their pocket. That billion should have cleared the debt. That's what should have happened. Do you know what I mean? And unfortunately, it didn't. And I would say that what Ineos are doing, what the Glazers are doing, I should say, is that they're not going to be content until we're bankrupt. And when we're bankrupt, we're going to be deducted points and put down divisions, guys. And who's to say we're going to come back? We might end up like Glasgow Rangers or Leeds United. Let's not forget Leeds United were the champions in 1992. Leeds United were the Champions League semi-finals in 2003. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and there you go. They were in a much better position than we are right now, Leeds United. And look what happened to them. Anything can happen, like United fans in court or a legal system and file corruption charges against the Glazers because they can revolt at work. Yeah, they get away with it, mate. They will get away with it. At the end of the day, the only way to change things is to hit their pockets. They can claim they're not stupid. The Glazers, by the way, we can take them for corruption, but there's no corruption there. By their proceedings, they're doing everything to the book. They're doing everything correct. You know, when they took over the club, it was legal to take over a club with a leveraged buyout. It was legal then. Now it's not legal, right? But then they can argue that when they did buy the club, it was legal. We done nothing wrong. And that is what they're going to say, of course. EOPL should say more homegrown in revenue innovation point of view, but they have no remove for corruption. What they should do is say that anyone outside of the EU, outside of Europe, shouldn't be buying English football clubs. That's it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, a cultural decision should be made about the football club is that, you know what, you should have a history in football. You should love football. You should have your best interest at heart in regards to football. It's a bit like someone going out there and buying Buckingham Palace and not being interested in the royal family. Do you know what I mean? If they did that, it would be blocked, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And, you know, I would say that, you know, we shouldn't have people who don't like football in charge of football teams at the end of the day. And that goes with everyone around the world, of course. Good morning. What's going on, Freddie? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Big up, Sal. Watch TOS and Mark always. TOS is always open to anyone have a conversation. He is. I know him very well, Shah. DM him a lot. And, you know, I've asked him to come on the show. He just tells me he's busy, you know, at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, that is the reality of it. We can talk about, you know, I'm open for a chat. I'm open to come on people's shows. But if you're only open to a certain circle, then you know what? You're not really open, are you? You're open to that circle and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Which is, you know what, in my opinion, many of those circles have been the problem in the Manchester United fan base over the last 20 odd years. Well, I'd say 10 years. Do you know what I mean? They've been a problem. You know, a lot of them, some of them are not Man United fans. And I like Terry. I like Terry, and I'm from the same area as him in East London. He's not a Man United fan. He's an Arsenal fan and things like that, you know. And to be honest with you, I just don't agree with supporting only one element, only one section, you know, and not supporting everyone. Do you know what I mean? And people who actually are connected with great big Man United fans and stuff like that, and just totally neglecting people who don't have over 100,000 subscribers. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, but it is what it is. You would have then met Jimmy Levine. He is a big music label industry. Jimmy Levine, yeah, I know about Jimmy Levine, Eminem, Dr. Dre, and stuff like that. Yeah, I know about Jimmy Levine. I know Jimmy Levine. Yeah, very important to the development of D12 and in the Eminem and 50 Cent and stuff like that. Yeah. Avram Glazer looks like a Bond villain. Avram Glazer looks like a monster. He looks like a monster, guys. If you see Avram Glazer, he just looks like an absolute mess, guys. He does. At the end of the day, I don't want to be horrible, but but he is an absolute mess. Look at him. He looks like a goblin, for crying out loud. Glazers literally took like some type of disease. They are, mate. They're, you know, what I would say is that, you know what, I don't want to say anything too sinister, but if we understand what's going on in the Middle East right now in regards to the sabotage, the genocide, you know, it's them type of people who are doing it, and not the others, if you know what I mean. Glazer are cancer in a human form. Disgusting. Absolutely. They are disgusting. And you know what? They have no shame as well. Because imagine this, guys. Imagine that, you've got these millions of fans around the world calling you to leave the football club, and you're still there, and you're still like, you don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. You know what I mean? You can understand looking at the Glazers, looking at them, you know what? They look like bloody Epstein Island people, don't they? They just look like that type of people. You know what they pay for. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Absolutely disgraceful human beings. And you know what? They should leave this football club. Otherwise, someone's going to absolutely, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say it on here at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, this is our football club. This football club came from the working class man and woman when it was built. And you know what I would say is that, these greedy parasites are coming to this football club and made themselves at home, and don't even care about the football club, don't care about the working class man and woman who built this football club. They couldn't care less about this football club. Now, we look at what Ineos are doing with the cutbacks and stuff like that, the sackings and stuff. Don't get it twisted. This is what Glazers wanted to do, but the Glazers didn't have the cojones, they didn't have the guts to do this. So they're using the Ineos as a puppet to do all the dirty work for them. You know what I mean? And it's disgraceful. They don't care about Manchester United. As much as, look, for example, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went out of business, right? Who Glazers own, right? If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went out of business, would we care? Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. It's just like the Glazers. The Glazers love the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But it's just like the Glazers, right? If Man United went out of business, they don't really care. We made our money. You deal with it. They'll probably sell when Man United go bankrupt. That's what they will do. They'll probably sell after that. As someone said earlier in the chat, they'll probably sell after that, of course. Shah, I was just that bad feeling that the Glazers will stay for another 10 years to make money out of our money and raise for the value of the club in the future. At the moment, Ashay, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel in regards to the Glazers. I just can't see it. And the only way I could see a light at the end of the tunnel, right? The only way I could see this light is if every single fan got together and cancelled games. That's all we can do. And when they cancel games, it will hit their pocket because the Premier League will turn around to the Glazers and go, guys, what's going on right now? Why is this going on? This can't happen in the Premier League. We're going to have to deduct Manchester United points and Man United will get relegated. Absolutely. The whole United fan base wide needs to raise a voice against this. I think they are, GK. I just think the match-going fans and things like that. I went to the first protest. I was at the first protest when we got the game against Liverpool called off. I was there running around and stuff like that. And you know what I would say is that, we have to do a similar thing. And we don't do it just for one time. We have to do it consistently over and over again. We can't just make it one time. We have to do it consistently. And I'll say this to every single fan around the world. Any little bit of difference you can do in regards to Ineos, in regards to the Glazers, anything they own, you attack. Anything they own, you attack. Whether it's their social media, their brands, their Instagram, you attack it. You attack it, and you know what? You're relentless with it. And you know what? I will say this to the fans who are going to Old Trafford on the 9th of March against Arsenal. You do the same. You stop that game from being played. You stop that game from being played, and you absolutely cause riot. Now, this is a shame because at the end of the day, a lot of those people who will do the rioting, who will do the protesting, right, and at the end of the day, will be held accountable, will be criminal record and stuff like that. And that's a sad thing, you know what I mean? Because they're just trying to protect their football club, from these leeches who are trying to destroy this football club. And they are destroying this football club. We're still $1 billion in debt after 20 years, for goodness sake. There's been no capital paid and the debt is doubled. You know what I mean? How can, what is it going to be in another 10 years? 2 billion. Where are we going with this? There's going to be a time when Man United are going to have to say, you're too far ahead. You're too far in debt. You need to sort it out right now. You're too much in debt. It's madness. Was it true that when United fan base review bombed the Glazers' children business, leaving bad reviews on their business? Yeah, we need to do every little thing we can do, even little things like that. We need to attack them where it hurts. Where's it going to hurt them? Where's it going to hurt the Glazers? Think about that. Penny, family, this, that. This is where it needs to go, guys. Because at the end of the day, They don't care about our football club. They don't give two damns about our football club. They couldn't care less if we're 1 billion in debt. Let them deal with those peasants deal with it. That's what it is. I think Qatar would buy United after bankruptcy. I would take a year in the championship if we got rid of the Glazers. It's a small sacrifice. The problem with that, Almac, is, you know what? It might be going down that road anyway with the bankruptcy and them having to leave and Qatar buying the football club. The problem with that is that, you know what? We might go into administration and they might, because of the debt we're in, if we don't find a buyer, we can easily go into administration and we can end up being relegated and going all the way down a few divisions, or we go bankrupt and we end up like Glasgow Rangers, having to change our name and everything like that. And it is a very dangerous avenue to go down, if you know what I mean. It's a very dangerous way to go in regards to that. And, we have to be careful. I mean, if we get bankrupt, if we find a buyer and it's Qatar or someone like that, great. You know what I mean? Then, yeah, we get back in the Premier League and we can go from there and we start again. We make a fresh. But you know what? If we don't get a buyer, if someone doesn't want to buy a championship team in billion in debt, right, and add another billion on top of that in buying a football club, you know what I mean? It's like this, isn't it? I mean, the biggest chance for them to buy the football club was a while ago. It was a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? With Qatar and when Ineos stepped in, of course. It's special that all we have the same love for United, like we have for our family. And I like it. It is special. And at the end of the day, Man United are a family. And no matter where we are in the world, four corners of the world, Man United are our family. That's why we're here every single day. And we talk about this football club in glowing light. And we love this football club. And regardless how bad we are, we're still there on match day, enthusiastic, positive, supporting the team. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of the adversities that we're going through at the moment. And believe me, I don't think any football club is going through this rubbish at the moment. We're going through so much at the moment and we just need a break. You know what I mean? We're not even winning on the pitch anymore. Do you know what I mean? At least we had that to fall on to. We don't even have that to fall on to now. We don't know where our next win's going to come from now. And I feel sorry for people like Ruben Amorim. You know what I mean? I feel sorry for him that he's coming to this absolute shit show and, what's he going to do? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. SOD, yes, we are leading the charge for the campaign. Big up, OC. EC, I like it. Big up, big up. Big up, Michael. How you doing, my friend? You, the legend, my guy. I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, mate. Really good to see you. Absolutely. The protest has got to be sustainable. I don't care about any signings. We just have to do this consistently. Love the content. Thank you so much, Shah. Big up yourself. Respect, my friend. They do have to be consistent. Everything in life is about consistency because they could ride out one protest. They can ride that out, and sweeten up a few people. But if we do this every single week, they're going to have to change. If we empty that stadium, like I said, how long ago was it now? How long ago? 5 years ago. 5-6 years ago, I made the 1958 walkout. I said, we need to empty that stadium. We need to empty that stadium and we need to make sure, look at the cameras. When the cameras go into Old Trafford and they see an empty stadium, what's that going to do? It's going to hit their pockets. It's going to make them look bad. It's going to make them look wow. And you know what? Ineos will be like, this is too much. Because Ineos haven't witnessed anything yet. Ineos haven't seen anything yet. Glazers have. They've seen a part of it, but Ineos haven't seen anything. You know what I mean? It's just the Glazers that's seen it. Do you know what I mean? So we need to empty that stadium, cancel games, and do what we can to attack those platforms and attack anything that is associated with those Glazers, those vermin, of course. We have to force the Glazers out the club. We're trying, my friend. We're trying at the end of the day. If you people saw the interview yesterday with we called it interview, a very abrupt answer from Amorim Glazer yesterday when the reporter, the Sky Sports reporter asked him a question. Are you going to sell Manchester United? Straight answer, no. That is how he cares about Man United. After everything we're doing, everything about Manchester United right now, that's his answer. No, that is his answer. Mad, man. Mad, isn't it? Let's start boycotting our matches and they will see serious. That's what we need to do. The problem is, and it's the problem that I've encountered for a very long time is that, you know what? The fan base is not united enough. This fan base needs to be united. This fan base needs to get together for one common cause, which is getting the Glazers at this football club. That is what it is. Whether we see eye to eye or not, we need to start making a movement and we need to start uniting as a fan base and start making these movements, of course. Sal needs to make a Glazer diss track. First off, it's in the kitchen came Ineos. Yeah, like, you know what I should do? Yeah, I should do that. I should get the Outlaws on the track as well, SLD. Yeah, that's what I should do. I mean, I should make a song against them, make it go viral. What about that? Guys, let's make a song and make it go viral. That would be brilliant. You know what I mean? Get it in the charts. Man United can get a song in the charts, can't they? Why don't we get the song in the charts? Make it go to #1. Anti-Glazer song. The anti-Glazer song. Imagine it, we make a song and we make it the anti-Glazer song. That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Absolutely. We can't even unite as a fan base. Liverpool fans will never tolerate this. You're spot on, mate. And they're stayed in Ruston for 20. They'll never, I mean, let alone moving away from Anfield. Can you imagine Liverpool fans putting up with that? They would never put up with moving away from Anfield. This is why we know what Man United fans are capable of. We know what we can do. We are a bigger club than Liverpool. We have a better history than Liverpool. We've been through more adversity than Liverpool. We should be able to get these Glazers out. We should be able to, but we have to sacrifice things. Sometimes, you know what? If that KFC bucket is on the table, if that Snicker bar is on the table, and then there's a bowl of celery on the table, sometimes you've got to take the celery. Sometimes you've got to feel the bitterness to get the reward of a flat belly. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And that is what life is about at the end of the day. Sometimes you have to feel the pain. You have to sacrifice matches. Your fun has to go out the window sometimes. Your joy has to go out the window sometimes. And you have to do something for the greater good. That's what we have to do as a Manchester United fan base, of course. And at the moment, we're not doing that. We hate each other. This fan channel, this fan channel, but Stretford Post is the place to be. Stretford Post is growing, and Stretford Post is getting close to a lot of people at Manchester United and getting close to fans and stuff like that, real fans at the football club, and trying to make major movements at the football club, of course, guys. And that is the direction that we need to go in. Maybe a tactic, but threw off the journalist yesterday. That threw off the journalist. Maybe a tactic that threw off the journalist yesterday. I mean, he was running away from the journalist. He was running away from the journalist. And no is not an answer that Man United fans. I mean, that shows you how much he cares about the Manchester United fans. I mean, just to say no, not to give him a reassurance. You know what? Give the journalist 5-10 minutes. Give him 5-10 minutes. Talk. Look, we're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. I know people are not going to fall for his crap, but at the end of the day, it's something, isn't it? You know, it's something that, you know, that we can cling on to and say, well, you know what? He gave him a bit of time. We still hate his guts, but you know what? We still gave him a bit of time. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. It's mad. Qatar in, big up Amir. How you doing, Amir Fikri? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. Absolutely, Qatar in. It's over for these Glazers. I'm telling you, they're not going to kill this football club. We're going to get our football club back. I'm telling you, we will get our football club back, and we will get it. You know what I mean? We have to, firstly, we have to scare all those corporate dinosaurs out of the football club. That's what we have to do. Scare them all. At the end of the day, scare them all, for goodness sake. At the end of the day, that's what you do. You know, I don't tolerate violence. I'm a calm guy. I'm a peaceful guy, you know, and to be honest with you, I don't like violence, but, you know, and I don't encourage anyone to do it. But what we have to do, you know, needs must in this football community, in this football fan base, we needs must that we have to hit them where it hurts, on their pockets and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we've come to this situation that, you know, we have no choice, you know, and being $1 billion in debt in 2025, when they took charge of the football club in 2005, we would have envisioned that all our debt would have been paid, because people were telling me back then, some people were supporting Glazers, by the way. People were telling me back then, oh, don't worry. What's going to happen is that when they clear off the debt in 10 years, that, you know what, we're going to be richer than ever. We're going to have all the money and things like that. And I was like, bull crap. I know these guys. I know these people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, I know it rhymes with ionists. That's what it rhymes with. That's who they are. Do you know what I mean? And they're not interested in anything but themselves and greed at the end of the day, because they're related to, you know what I mean? I would love to see us protest, Sal. Absolutely. We need a worldwide movement that, you know what? Bloody hell. Live 8 in this motherfucker. Live 8. So Jim is the reason why we're in this state. We nearly sent the Glazers and he bowed them out. Absolutely, he did. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line, Michael. Look, I'm not going to blame all the debt on him, right? But what I would say is that the overriding fact going on right now is that they facilitated the Glazers. They kept the Glazers in the football club, right? And without them in the way, we would have sold this football club. You know what I mean? That's what would have happened. We would have sold this football club without them in the way. Do you know what I mean? Guitar all the way. Big up, Michael. They need to sell up and pack up their bags. Big up, Catherine. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you. They do, but they won't. Look at the attitude yesterday, Catherine. Look at the attitude of Amorim Glazer yesterday in front of the Sky cameras. Are you going to sell the club? No. That's it. No. That guy, right? He must feel invincible right now. He must think nobody's going to touch me. Nobody's going to touch him. Look at him. That guy couldn't last 2 seconds on a treadmill. Why are we letting this guy get away with this? Where are the Man United fans in the United States? Where are they? Why are we letting him get away with this? You love the football club? Where are they? You know what I mean? He would never come close to Old Trafford. Never. He wouldn't step foot in the stadium. They wouldn't let him. Fans know that what to do, and the Muppets out. Until then, it's a long from here. Big up, Jay. How you doing? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I agree. Sal, any free agents in the Saudi players you would take from the squad depth? Any free agents from the Saudi league? No, not really, mate. Not really. Most of the free agents in the Saudi league are old. You know what I mean? What I would say in regards to... I'm in the UAE at the moment. There's a few free agents in the UAE, but they don't have the talent in regards to footballing wise. In regards to footballing wise, guys. So in regards to Saudi Arabia, I was speaking yesterday about João Cancelo, who Man United are interested in. He used to play for Manchester City, if you know, Portuguese international. Would only set us back about 18 million euros. I mean, but you know what? At the moment, we're talking about debt, 1 billion and stuff like that, and it's a bit awkward to talk about it at the moment. As much as we got plans for the summer, as much there are players that we are interested in. We are interested in Cunha. We are in talks with Giovanni Quenda, and players like that. It just feels a bit, awkward to talk about these things, of course, guys. Absolutely. So when I look at the free agents in Saudi Arabia, let me have a look. So we've got Vladimir Stojkovic, goalkeeper, not a bad goalkeeper. We've got Anselmo, Brazilian midfielder. Amiri, let me read out some of the highlights, some of the strong candidates. Luka Djukovic. Yeah, a lot of Croatians and stuff like that. There's an English guy, stroke Saudi Arabian. Victor Ruiz in midfield. Yeah, he's not too bad. Yeah, there's not many great ones. There's a lot of Saudis in regards to that. Let me have a look. There's Egyptian Hamid Bassam in attack. It's just not many in there. Not many ones that I'll say, wow, he'll be good for us. Sure. On the football side of things, I don't want to get pundits and get some fans say change the formation, but don't say which formation. I don't even know what style of play do these players suit pop. But sure, what I would say is that Ruben Amorim has been changing his formation. He's been changing it quite a lot, actually. He's actually been trying a lot of things. And, every time he tries something, people are jumping on his back and stuff like that. The reason that Ahmad plays a right wing back, we wouldn't even know that Ahmad was a right wing back. It was because Ruben Amorim tried him at right wing back, and then lo and behold, he's quite a decent right wing back. And obviously he tried Mainu up front, that didn't work, and stuff like that. And he is trying different things. But how are you going to make a difference when you have 25 players that you don't really want? You know what I mean? And they don't really fit your system. And this was always going to be the problem when we sat Erik ten Hag, and you know what? We had the shining light that we're going to invest for Ruben Amorim in January, and we didn't. Got in one player, and we've seen the difference that one player can do. You know what I mean? We've seen that difference. We've seen that he can make a difference. Left-sided player on the left side. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Shah, when you sign free agents, unless they're absolute dud players, you have to pay them a lot of wages, of course, yes. You don't see much player swap deals in football, and it's too difficult to do, mate. It's too difficult to do. There's a lot of paperwork. Both camps and agents and stuff like that have to be in agreement. Two sides will get money. Who's going to get the more money? Is that agent going to get more money? Is that player going to get more money? Who's going to get the money? Who's going to get these? I mean, it's like that, isn't it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and then they're going to both argue, no, but we should be getting more money. We should be getting a signing on fee because he's better than him, and blah blah blah. We'll go down that avenue, of course. That's why it's difficult, of course. Amorim, at least, is not a yes man. Absolutely, we have to stick by Amorim. We have to stick by him, and you know what? We're going to feel pain, and we have to be ready for this pain. We have to be ready, and I'm telling you, I'm ready, and I hope you guys are ready as well because we have to feel it. We have to. He's already told us it will get better. We just have to stick to our guns and believe in the people that actually can make a difference for Manchester United on the pitch at the moment, who's going to make a difference on the pitch, which is Ruben Amorim, us as fans, and we just need to support that side of the football club. You know what I mean? Ineos and the Glazers are over there. We need to get them out of the football club. We need to try and protest. We need to try and cancel games. That will work out itself, of course. And it's an unfortunate scenario that we leave ourselves in because I was raised on supporting Man United. I love football, and I started supporting Man United because of the history of the football, and you know what I mean. And it saddens me that we have to go down this route, this route where we have to incriminate ourselves to try and get these criminals out of the football club. Do you know what I mean? Well, no one else is going to do it for us. The government is not going to do it for us. No one cares about Manchester United. Rival fans are laughing at us. Rival fans are enjoying this. They're loving it. You know, what we're going through at the moment. And we're suffering. And you know what we've done for English football, Manchester United deserve a lot better, in my opinion. We do. You know, what we've done for English football. We gave the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Man City. We gave them a platform. We gave Arsenal a platform. Do you know what I mean? We gave these teams a platform in the Premier League. And they should show a little bit of appreciation. Amorim in. Yes, mate. This is the attitude I want. Even if we lose to Everton, right? This is the attitude I want. We can critique, we can pick the bones out of performances, but ultimately, the overriding fact, we stick by this manager. He's been thrown into the Sharks. He's been thrown into the Sharks, and they've absolutely left him with a mountain to climb. I'm sure when he took charge of Manchester United, he wanted to take charge in the summer because he knew the problems at Man United. He knew it. He was in the Champions League. He was going to win another title with Sporting Lisbon. You know, but we forced him. We said it's now or never. We said it's now or never. And we forced him to come to the football club. We forced him to come to the football club with a unique style of play and didn't back him in January. That is why we stick by our team. You cannot make Peter Crouch play like Ronaldinho. You cannot make Dalot play like Cafu. You know, at the end of the day, these players do not suit his system. So if they were going to bring in a manager like Ruben Amorim, they should have backed him. They should have backed him because it's a contradiction. It's insanity at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, that shows you how badly we are run as a football club. You know what I mean? Bad. Good morning, Uchichi. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, Chichi, in the house. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Really good to see you. Of course. Absolutely. Of course, guys. Forget the system. The players can't even do the basic. Shah, thank you very much. Ruben Amorim doesn't go out there and say, right, guys, you know what? I want you to foul in passing a 3-yard ball to your teammate. I want you to miss from 3 yards, open goals and one-on-ones. He doesn't send them out to do that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, those players are going to be held accountable like they should have been done for a long, long time. Like we turned on Eric Ten Hag, we're turning on Ruben Amorim now. It's insanity. Do you know what I mean? It's insanity, an absolute insanity, you know? And you still got the same old podcasts and fan channels attacking the manager. Nah, bruv. If he comes 15th and he doesn't win a trophy, he's out of here, bruv. We're Manchester United, bruv. Mate, go and support Tottenham. You waste man. All right? At the end of the day, no one wants to hear about you. Well, you do not support this football club. You do not understand the DNA of this football club, and you need to F off out of the fan base, mate. That's what you need to do. Expressions is the talent in your family. Get out of here. You're not a Man United fan, mate. I'm hearing this from all these bloody ridiculous statements that are going on that don't even support the football club. They don't like the football club. When Dennis Law died, they didn't mention it. When Bobby Charlton died, they didn't mention it. None of them. Why? They don't really support the football club, do they? They support their platform. That's what they support. Absolutely. United deceived Ruben Amorim. United deceived, unfortunately, Ichichi, you're right. But United also deceived many of the fan base as well. Many of the fan base fell for that. They fell for the mank, born and bred, little heartstrings thing, you know what I mean? But didn't do their research. They just took his word for it. You know what I mean? I mean, when he walked into Old Trafford that day, you know, when they were having interviews and Qatar arrived in their suits and stuff like that. And then Jim Ratcliffe arrived in bloody Primark jeans. Nothing wrong with Primark, but they were dirty. He had a dirty bag. His hair was all over the place. Goodness me. I knew it back then. United is Gasparini, the Atlanta coach who can't defend the players and doesn't even care about their weak point and strong size. Yeah. At the end of the day, Man United can't give in to player power. We can't. At the end of the day, we have to carry on with our guns, and eventually we're going to end up playing the youth team. That's what's going to happen, because if these players can't play the formation, they're going to be dropped, and that's what we need to do. We do not bow down to player power, and that's what we do, guys. We don't. Right? We can go toe-to-toe against Liverpool. We could defeat Man City at the Etihad. We can beat Arsenal with 10 men and a referee against us, right? But we can't beat Brighton. We can't beat Wolves. We can't beat Crystal Palace. And we get beaten comfortably. Why is that? Because the cameras are not on them in those games. They're on them in the Arsenal game and Man City game and Liverpool game. They're not on them in that game. That's a mentality thing. We do not bow down to player pressure. That's not what we do. We've done that. We've been there. And I warned you guys under Ten Hag. I warned you that this won't change. I warned you. Now listen to me this time. Listen to me this time. At the end of the day, I knew it wouldn't change. Guys, thank you everyone who's joined me today. Really appreciate it. I know it's a bit of a somber mood in regards to Man United. Hopefully we'll get some positivity coming soon. I won't hold my breath though. I wouldn't advocate that. But guys, it has been a long one, and I just want to say thank you everyone who continues to support the channel. I've got a lot of plans for the channel, of course. Big plans, big guests coming as well, guys. So don't forget, you can become a member to support the channel. You know, don't forget you can drop a super chat as well if you want to support the channel. Thank you very much anyway for being here today. I really do appreciate it. Of course, Philip, what's going on? So until the Glazers are gone, our managers are always going to be a whipping boys. Back our manager. Philip, on that message, absolutely spot on. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And we shouldn't be so naive to fall for the same old tricks again, guys. And we know who they are. Cheers, Shah. Thank you so much. We know who they are. Have a great day, everyone. I'll be back later on, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Keep your notifications on when I go live, of course, guys, so you'll know. Have a great day, morning, evening, wherever in the world. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Take it easy. Have a good day. Peace.